Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Josh Kinney, and in this series I'll be taking you on a deep dive look of John Sundell's Publish. Now if you're not familiar with Publish, it's a way to create your own website or blog site using nothing but the language you know and trust, Swift, using Xcode. Now, what's great about this is you do not need to know HTML or CSS or JavaScript. And in fact, there is no JavaScript inside of your published site. How cool is that? So tell me, will you be building a site for business? Or maybe that next interview where you want to stand out from the crowd and show something that you've built with the language that you're applying for? Let's go ahead and jump in on how to set up Publish. All right, so we're going to start by going to GitHub/John Sundell/publish. Now that link will be below in the description, but if you're following along now, you could type that out or see it at the top here. So for whatever reason, if you're not familiar with GitHub, you need to do a git clone, and you normally can copy this code here, but there's a git clone at the bottom. Normally you see installation at the top of these Git repositories. For whatever reason, in this one, it's not. So you need to scroll down until you see installation in bold, and then you'll see the steps here. So you see the git clone. Go ahead and copy that, and then open up your terminal. I'm going to bring mine over so you can see it. And we're just going to go to the directory. I'm sorry, to the desktop. So if you do cd, that means change directory, and type in desktop. Hit enter. Now we're in the desktop. We're going to paste that git clone command. So git clone and then the website. Go ahead and hit enter, and you'll see up here it created a directory called Publish. You open it and you'll see everything in it. Now a tip for you guys. I created a directory called Publish and then opened that up and then pasted that git clone command, and I had some issues. So make sure you just go to wherever you want to store that and do a git clone and let it make its own directory so you don't have two published directories, because I think it gets confused. That might help you out. Anyways, the next thing you want to see is cd into that publish directory that we just created, and then run the command make. So we're going to do that. Cd into publish, and if you start typing and then you hit enter or tab, it'll autofill that for you if you didn't know that in the terminal. Hit enter, and now we're going to type out make, hit enter, and you're going to see it actually build. Now, once this is done building, you can run publish, because right now what we're installing is command line tools, so this works with publish. So once it's done, if you type out publish and try to run a command and it doesn't read it, then you know that publish wasn't installed. So how I test it is I type out publish and then -- help, because that will show you all the commands you can use inside of publish. And if it shows you stuff here, then you know that it's working. Okay, if it doesn't, then you know that, like, if you're not seeing new or generate or run, if you know you're not seeing these available commands, you know that publish wasn't installed correctly. One issue that I ran into is when I was trying to do that make command, I didn't have permissions set up correctly. So the way I fixed that was typing in sudo, it was just a sudo command, and then typing make and hitting enter, and then it made me type in my password. So as an admin. So if you're not familiar with terminal, that's how you would do that. If you are, then that's probably easy talk for you. Anyways, you see here, if you type in new, that sets up a new website in the current folder. That's what we're going to do next. So we're going to go back a directory. So do change directory. You do // you would go back. And you can see that by now we're in desktop. We're no longer in the publish folder. And we're going to do an mk, which means make, dir for directory. And we're going to name this my-publish-site. And then you'll see that just created my published site as a directory here. Now you open that up and it's empty. So now we're going to cd into that. So cd into my tab, it'll finish that out for me. And then we're going to do a publish new. As we saw in that command up here, new is what creates a new site. So we're going to go ahead and hit enter. that said, hey, great, it generated a new site. Now let's open this in Xcode and get it to run. So the next step for this is you're going to do open, and then it's called package, I believe, .swift. And if you're not familiar right here, if you open up this published site, you'll see a package.swift right here. That's what we're opening up. So you can literally go in here and double click and open this. But if you want to do it quicker, you can stay in the terminal. It's so open package.swift, hit enter, and it'll automatically open up Xcode for you. And what you want to do is, after this is done loading, make this a little bigger. And it says ready. Go ahead and hold down Command and then tap B, which will be a build if you're not familiar, and it'll build this file. If this is done, so it says succeeded, go ahead and hold down Command and tap R, which will run it now. So now we're not only building this project, we're running it. You'll get this pop-up more than likely. Go ahead and allow that, so hit OK. It'll say, I don't know why that's so big down there, but it says successfully published this. So that means that it was done and there was no errors, which is great. Now I've done this part about 6 times and I have not come into one error yet, knock on wood. So hopefully this part is pretty straightforward for you. But now we're actually going to go back into this over here, and we're going to do, well, I want to show you up here. You see this right here where it says run. So publish run will generate and run a local host server. That's what we want. And if you're familiar with Java and working in like an IntelliJ or VS Code, you might have made a server, a local server, where you go to like localhost 8000 or 3000 and you can see your project. That's what we're doing right here. So type in publish, like it says, run. And as you can tell, since it is publish is the key word for this. So that command line tools, it's letting it read what publish is doing. So all these commands that it's giving you, deploy, run, generate, new, publish goes in front of it. Just to let you know if you weren't familiar. So hit enter, and it's saying, I don't know how to spell. So let's type publish correctly, and then run again. Oh my goodness. You know what, I'm not even going to edit this out. So publish, run. It'll now start running. While that's going on, I'll go back over here, open up a new tab here. I'll make this a little smaller. And you're going to see that this says finished. Successfully published my published site. So whatever your site's called, it's going to say it's published. And hey, you can go there at this address. Now this is a localhost 8000. Another tip for you, if you are working in Java or something else where you're running a server on localhost 8000, you need to change that or kill that port so this will work correctly. All right, so go ahead and copy this, paste this in over here, and we're going to go ahead and enter. And bam, you're going to see your site right there. Now, you're going to see at the top of this in the header, my published site, which is exactly what you named here. And you're going to be able to go in and change this stuff and, of course, make it look a lot nicer. But this is just the generic code that gets spit out whenever you run this. You also have a post here that you can click on and actually go to another page and show your post, where you can add more posts if you want, which we will in the upcoming videos. All right, so that's going to do it for this one. Go ahead and leave a comment on what you think so far and what you'd like to see in this series. And if you get that to me before I get done, I might implement it. Also, if you like this type of content, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button and hit that bell so you can see my latest content coming out. I post videos weekly, and I'd like you to be included. Thanks.